Let me ask you something. If you're the self-proclaimed face of women's basketball and you're returning to your college home court where you won a national championship and built your brand, wouldn't you expect that arena to be packed to the rafters? You'd think the place would be bursting with excitement, right? Well, that wasn't the case when Angel Reese brought the Chicago Sky back to LSU. In fact, it was the exact opposite. The arena looked more like a ghost town than the homecoming of a star. Angel Reese has been telling anyone who will listen that she's the reason people are watching women's basketball. She says she's the villain. She's the energy. She's the reason arenas are filling up. But let's cut through the talk and look at the numbers. The numbers never lie. And in this case, they're not flattering. The PMAC at LSU holds around 13,000 people. You know how many showed up to see Angel and her Sky teammates? Just 6,300. That's not even half capacity. Let that sink in. More seats were empty than filled. And this wasn't just any random game. This was Angel's big return, her moment to remind everyone just how powerful her presence supposedly is. Yet over 6,700 seats sat empty. The upper bowl wasn't even open because there simply wasn't enough demand. And it's not like tickets were going for hundreds of dollars. You could have grabbed one for $15. That's less than a meal at a fast food joint. Still, people didn't come. Now, compare that to Caitlin Clark. Her preseason game sold out in less than 30 minutes. 15,000 fans snatched up every ticket like it was the hottest show in town because, well, it wasn't even a regular season game. And yet, the energy, demand, and excitement were unmatched. And here's what really blows the lid off this whole conversation. People are paying hundreds, sometimes even thousands on resale sites just to see Caitlin play. Not in the playoffs, not in the finals, but in meaningless preseason matchups. That's star power. That's real draw. That's what it means to move the needle. Meanwhile, Angel's camp wants to spin the story. They say she's bringing attention. She's growing the game. But how? How do you make that claim when your own homecoming can't fill 50% of the seats with bargain bin ticket prices? Where are the fans she says she's bringing? Where's that massive audience she's always shouting about? Let's be honest, there's a major difference between being famous and being a basketball draw. Angel's social media game's strong. Her brand massive. But that doesn't mean people are showing up to watch her hoop. There's a difference between being followed and being followed into the building. The photos from the LSU game are brutal. Whole sections of the lower bowl were empty, and the upper bowl looked like it hadn't been used in weeks. The broadcast team tried to hide it with tight camera angles, but social media had other plans. Fans posted the reality, the cold, hard truth. This wasn't the return of a queen. This was a harsh wake-up call. And let's talk about that comparison people keep trying to force. You know the one.
Yes. Sick.
Caitlin isn't the only needle mover. Angel moves the needle, too. Okay, let's test that theory. One sells out arenas nationwide. One can't fill half a gym in her backyard. One has teams moving to larger venues to meet demand. One is offering $15 tickets that still don't sell. That comparison doesn't hold water anymore. And frankly, it never really did. Angel said herself, "People watch women's basketball because of me, too." That's a bold statement, and it's one the numbers just don't support. In fact, her argument has aged like milk. It doesn't add up. And now the receipts are coming in. Big talk. But the turnout tells a different story. And before anyone says this is about college fan bases or geography, let's clear that up, too. Caitlin Clark is selling out WNBA arenas she's never played in before. She's drawing fans who have no ties to Iowa. They're coming because she plays the game in a way that's magnetic, electrifying. She hits logo threes, drops no-look dimes, and controls the floor like a seasoned vet. That's what fans pay to see. Angel, she's got the charisma. She's got the confidence. But if you can't bring people out in droves in the very place where you reach the peak of your career, what does that say? If you can't get the people who cheered you on in college to come watch you as a pro, that's not a great sign for long-term star power. Some will say this is just one game. Sure, but it's the most important one she could have had to prove her point. And she didn't just underperform. She missed the mark by a mile. It wasn't just not full, it was half full at best. The WNBA has challenges, no doubt, but there's clearly one player who's giving them hope, who's putting butts in seats, who is truly bringing a new wave of fans. And it's not even close. It's Caitlin Clark. Every metric proves it. Attendance, ticket sales, online engagement, you name it. Look, Angel has a career that's not in question. She's marketable, she's compelling, and she'll continue to have a presence. But the narrative that she's on the same level as Caitlin when it comes to moving the needle, that's done. It's over. At the end of the day, you can post all you want on social media. You can go viral. You can sell a few t-shirts. But if people aren't showing up when it's game time, then you're not moving the needle. And right now, Angel Reese isn't. Caitlin Clark is. So, let's stop pretending this is a debate. The scoreboard is clear, and the seats tell the story. If the WNBA wants to thrive, they better keep giving Caitlin Clark the spotlight because she's the one packing arenas. She's the one changing the conversation. She's the one bringing fans in from all over the country. Angel's return to LSU was supposed to be a celebration. Instead, it turned into a reality check. The people have spoken not with tweets, not with likes, but with their feet and their wallets.
And
right now, all signs point in one direction. Her name is Caitlin Clark, and she's the reason people are watching. Sorry, not sorry, Angel Reese fans. Now, some more bad news. If you're a fan of Angel Reese, or perhaps some good news if you care more about her team and less about the individual player, brace yourselves, because something major is happening in Chicago, and it has the entire WNBA buzzing. Just days before the Chicago Sky took on the Brazilian national team at LSU, head coach Tyler Marsh made a bold decision that is sending shockwaves across the league. He's reworking the entire offensive game plan. And at the center of it all is Angel Reese. The queen of double-doubles is getting a completely new role. And not everyone is thrilled. So here's the deal. Coach Marsh has decided to give Kamilla Cardoso the spotlight, pushing Angel Reese out of her comfort zone and away from the basket. This is huge because Reese built her entire brand under the rim, racking up rebounds and second-chance points. Her energy, hustle, and those double-doubles were what made her a star. But now she's being asked to step back and shoot mid-range jumpers even though she's only hitting 1% of her shots. That's not great for someone who's known for dominating the paint. You might be wondering why this move even happened. Why fix what's not broken? Well, it seems the Sky are looking to stretch the floor, open up the paint, and build a more modern offense. Kamilla Cardoso, with her size, poise, and finishing ability, fits that mold. She's getting the prime spot under the rim, while Angel is being told to shoot from 10 to 15 foot out. And let's be honest, that's not her game. We've seen the footage. Her release is slow, and her mid-range game is far from polished. And get this, Angel hasn't even returned to training camp since the announcement. That's right. While most players would see this as a chance to evolve and show versatility, Angel hasn't shown up. Her fans are calling it sabotage. A full-on conspiracy to ruin her stats and hand the spotlight to Cardoso. But is it really sabotage, or is it just strategy? Is this the Sky punishing her? Or are they trying to help her grow? There's no denying that Angel Reese is a force when she's near the basket. That 19-rebound performance against Indiana in just her second WNBA game, legendary. But in today's game, being one-dimensional is not going to cut it. Coaches want players who can space the floor, make smart passes, and knock down shots from different spots. Angel's game right now is limited. It's rebound, put it back up, repeat. When that doesn't work, she struggles. And that brings us to Kamilla Cardoso. She's already being treated like the future of the franchise. She's got size, touch, and the potential to become a dominant center. Her game brings spacing and finishing ability that complements what the Sky are trying to build. She doesn't need 4 shots to make one. She finishes strong and efficiently. That's why she's getting the nod, not because of politics, but because of performance. Angel supporters are in full meltdown mode. Social media is exploding with fans demanding trades, calling the coaching staff biased, and claiming Angel is being disrespected. But let's pump the brakes for a second. Is this really about disrespect, or is it about adjusting to the reality of pro basketball? You can't live off college hype forever. This league demands growth. What's really telling is how Angel has responded. Instead of hitting the gym, working on her shot, and proving everyone wrong, she's absent. That silence is loud. It speaks volumes. Meanwhile, other players are grinding, embracing changes, and fighting for minutes. Ree, on the other hand, is missing in action because she's not happy with her new role. Let's not forget this is the same Angel Reese who built her image on rebounding dominance. That's what sold jerseys. That's what built her brand. If she's pulled away from the rim, if those double-doubles disappear,